The book of Matthew chapter 10 verse 5.
Go ahead, read.
These 12 Jesus sent forth. And commanded them, saying.
Commanded them saying what?
Go not into the way of the Gentiles.
Christ commanded us not to go into the way of the Gentiles.
And into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not.
He said any city of Samaritans do not go. Go ahead.
But go rather.
Go where?
But go rather.
He says go rather
to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Our filthy nature set all our mouths astray. Lord, avenge us, the filthy nations. They point and laugh in our face. They look like what a disgrace, but rebellion was the case. Pray my enemies taste defeat, so sweet on their coming day. Pray the Spirit overcometh my soul for the bombs lay. Pray the Spirit overcometh my soul for the bombs lay. Grow weary, I can feel the Spirit. I can feel the Spirit. I can feel the Spirit. I see white so clean. We gon' be redeemed. I see white so clean. We gon' be redeemed. Don't grow weary. I can feel the Spirit. Can't you feel the Spirit? Can't you feel the Spirit? I see white so clean. My slate white clean. I see white so clean. My slate white clean. The Most High is my rest, having my strength in my refuge. Taking that power back with a strong hand from the Almighty. Sit down hither at my right hand and watch me turn back.
One. Everybody looking good, man. All praise to the Most High. Who seen the title of today's lesson in the group me? We're going to be talking about the spirit realm today. The spirit realm. Pretty sure the brother's going to have some edifying precepts for you. Hopefully we can all get edified today. Because we in the Hebrew community, we don't like to look at the spiritual side of things often. We always make things carnal, right? So when things happen, we might attribute blame to another man, right? So if something happens, it's this person's fault, or you might even blame yourself, right? But we don't look at what's actually going on the other side. So before anything happens in the physical, it always happens in the spiritual first. But let me open up with 2 Ezra 9. 2 Ezra 9, let me see that. Read verse 3 when you get there, Right, so before you read, I just want to comment on something because I see it, quite often where you will have many of us in the Hebrew community, we'll take away that power that come from the spiritual side, right? I've seen people say, I was talking to Malachi one time, and he started laughing. We were talking about when they said something about, I think it was Malachi that was laughing. It was somebody on the phone that was laughing. But there's a teaching that said when Christ broke up the 2 fish and the 5 loaves, man, brother, he eliminated the whole spiritual side of it and the power behind it. He said the 2 fish was the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. And he said the 5 loaves was the book of the law. Right, so we try to eliminate that. You can't do that, man. The spiritual side actually what controls everything that we see. Right? So 2 Ezra 9, go ahead and read verse 3.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 9, verse 3.
Go ahead.
Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world.
It said when you see earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, go ahead.
Then shall thou well understand.
It said after that, when you see that, you gonna well understand, go ahead.
That the Most High spake of those things from the days that there were before thee.
He said the Most High spoke of these things from the days that were before thee, the days that was before you. Go ahead.
Even from the beginning.
Even from the beginning, the Most High spoke about this stuff, right? Go ahead, verse 5.
For like as all that is made in the world.
For like as everything that's made in the world.
Hath a beginning and an end.
It got a beginning and an end. Go ahead.
And the end is manifest.
It says the end is manifest. The end is revealed, right? Go ahead, verse 6.
Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings.
So it said the end is manifest from the beginning, right? So it says, even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings. Go ahead.
In wonder.
In wonder.
In powerful works.
And powerful works. See, men can't do this. Men can't do this. We always try to ascribe stuff to men. No. This coming. This is heavenly power right here, right? Coming from another realm here. It said the plain beginnings. It comes in wonder and powerful works. Go ahead.
In endings, in effects, in signs.
It said, and the endings in effects and signs. This come from power, y'all. Man can't do this. Understand this, right? Everything comes from the spiritual side first. We're going to go through this, right? Give me 1 Samuel 2. Me 1 Samuel 2. We're just going to build up a little bit. And as we go through this class, man, hopefully brothers will get a real good understanding of that. And though we know these things, guess what? When stuff happen, we speak as if we don't. Let something happen in your life. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to attribute it and say, oh, man, that man did me wrong. That sister did me wrong. Or you might even blame yourself. You might say, man, I shouldn't have did that. But guess what? These things got spiritual aspects to it too. You might be right on certain regards, but on others, not so much. 1 Samuel 2, read verse 6. Class and precepts.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 2, and verse 6.
Go ahead.
The Lord killeth.
So it say the Lord killeth. It also says in the Apocalypse of Paul, right? So it talks about before a man died, what happens? Who remember that excerpt? Before a man dies, or before he go and see the Most High, there is something that happens in the heavens. Anybody remember that excerpt? Well, you thinking about the 70 missing verses in Ezra, but I'm talking about the Apocalypse of Paul now.
I've seen that.
Yeah. Well, before you die, there is something that happens in the heavens first. In the heavens, who remember? I give you here. Start with a D. There you go. It said before any man die, before it happened here, there's a decisive decree that happens before you die, right? So it say the Lord killeth. Go ahead.
And maketh alive.
He maketh alive. Go ahead.
He bringeth down to the grave.
He bringeth down to the grave.
And bringeth up.
And he bring up. Go ahead. Verse 7.
The Lord maketh the poor.
The Most High make what?
Maketh poor.
The Most High maketh poor.
And maketh rich.
And maketh rich. Go ahead.
He bringeth low.
He bring low.
And lifteth up.
And lifted up. I want people to put their spiritual lens on here. Right? So if he killing, making alive, he making poor, he making rich, understand that this stuff is happening on the other side, in the other realm first, and it's materializing right here on the earth. Understand that, right? So when things happen, know that it ain't happening here first. That's like when a man gets sick. The Most High bring a man low when he's sick, right? There's a reason why the Most High said, before you go to the doctor, do what? You come to me first, then go to the doctor. Because the healing come on this side on the spiritual side first, right? He's a physician, right? Even with the destruction, all that happened on the other side first. Give me 1 Chronicles. Let's show that. 1 Chronicles 21. What's that, King? All praise to the Most High. 1 Chronicles 21. Read verse 14. Classic precepts. Go ahead.
The book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 21, verse 14. So the Lord sent pestilence upon Israel.
The Most High sent pestilence upon Israel. Go ahead.
And there fell of Israel 70,000 men.
So 70,000 men died from a pestilence that the Most High sent. Go ahead, verse 15.
And God sent an angel unto Jerusalem to destroy.
You see there, it said the Most High sent an angel unto Jerusalem to destroy it. Go ahead.
And as he was destroying.
And as he was destroying.
The Lord beheld.
He looked.
And he repented him.
That means he had pity, because the Most High don't repent and say, I'm sorry, right? He had pity. Go ahead.
He repented him of the evil.
And he repented him of the evil. Go ahead.
And said to the angel.
What'd he say?
That destroyed.
That destroyed. What'd he say?
It is enough.
He said, that's enough. Go ahead.
Stay now thine hand.
He said, stay now thine hand. Go ahead. We reading this for context, but the next verse is going to be the point. Go ahead.
And the angel of the Lord stood by the threshing floor of Ornan, the Jebusite.
All right, now read verse 16.
Verse 16. And David lifted up his eyes.
And David lifted up his eyes.
And saw the angel. And saw the angel.
And he saw the angel, go ahead.
Of the Lord.
Of the Most High.
Stand between the earth and the heaven.
So when these folk were dying in the land, 70,000 men, this happened on the spiritual side first. So when he lifted up his eyes, David down looking, he look up, the angel is standing between heaven and earth. Right? Go ahead.
Having a drawn sword in his hand.
He got the sword in his hand on the other side. Right? Go ahead.
Stretched out over Jerusalem.
Stretched out over Jerusalem. Killing 70,000 men. Go ahead.
Then David and the elders of Israel, who were clothed in sackcloth, fell upon their faces.
So they was able to see that. See, us, we got veils over our eyes. So when things happen, we looking at it, we placing blame on the people around us, but we can't see what's happening on the spiritual side. So when you see a plane crash, when you see a bomb, when you see a mass shooting, when you see things like that happening, what you can't see, there's a spiritual force on the other end making all this go down. That's what you can't see. And that's important. We forget about that. We forget about that when we complain about certain things, right? So not only when it comes to destruction, there's a spiritual force behind it, but when it comes to healing, there's a spiritual force behind it. Right? Give me John 5. Like we mentioned earlier, you got to pray and go to the doctor, because the healing going to come from the other side first. John chapter 5. Start at verse 1. Read.
The book of John, chapter 5, verse 1. After this, there was a feast of the Jews.
It says, after this, there was a feast of the Jews. Go ahead.
And Jesus went up to Jerusalem.
And Christ went up to Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Now there is at Jerusalem by the sheep market a pool.
Now right here in Jerusalem by the sheep market, it was a pool right there. Go ahead.
Which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethesda.
Bethesda.
Having 5 porches.
Sound like some cheese. What was home? It was some macaroni. Give me some of that Bethesda cheese. All praise the Most High, which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethesda. Go ahead.
And these lay a great multitude of impotent folk.
Read verse 3 again, Salakia.
Verse 3. And these lay a great multitude of impotent folk.
So right here next to this pool, it was impotent people right there, right? Go ahead.
And blind.
Someone was blind.
Halt.
Halt? What's that? Halt? Hit that asterisk right there. What is halt? Lame. They couldn't really walk. They had trouble in their legs and feet. Go ahead.
Withered.
Go ahead.
Waiting for the moving of the water.
So they were standing right there waiting for this water to move. Right? Why? Read verse 4.
Verse 4. For an angel went down at a certain season into the pool.
You see that? Healing even come from the spiritual side too. It said the angel went down at a certain season into the pool, what?
And troubled the water.
And troubled the water. I'm going to go there. I'm going to mess with this water. Go ahead.
Whosoever then first after the troubling of the water stepped in was made whole of whatsoever disease he had.
You see that? So destruction come from the other side. The angel standing right there between the heaven and the earth killing folks. Or some other spiritual force. And even with the healing as well. Man, the people knew they like, man, I'm going to sit here and wait. I'm going to wait till the angel mess with this water, man. As soon as he mess with the water, if I can be the first one to get in here, whatever sickness that I got, whatever illness that I have, I'm going to be healed from it. But we got to recognize this stuff don't happen here. We really don't know which way to go. We don't know what's going on, y'all. We really blind, right? So just put your spiritual lens on. Put your spiritual glasses on when we moving forward in our day-to-day life, right? Give me 2nd Ezra, chapter 13. When you get there, start at 29.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 29.
Go ahead. So we see the angels and these spiritual forces, right? They have a great impact on what happens here, right? But they also interact with one another. Sometimes it's war between them, right? 2nd Ezra 13, 29.
Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth.
It said, behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. Go ahead.
And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth.
And he going to come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. Like people ain't going to be looking for him like, oh, snap, I ain't even know this was going to be today. Right? Go ahead, verse 31.
And one shall undertake to fight against another.
One going to undertake and fight against another. A spiritual force is going to be behind that. Go ahead.
One city against another.
One city against another. A spiritual force going to be behind that. Go ahead.
One place against another.
A spiritual force going to be behind that. Whether it's an angel or a demon. One place going to be against another. Go ahead.
One people against another.
One people against another. Go ahead.
In one realm against another.
You see that? In one realm against another. Not just the realm here, but spiritual realms. They're going to be against one another. These things happen. There are clashes that happens in the spiritual realm. Right? Give me Jude, classic one. Jude 1. Classic precept. Read verse 9. This is a clash right here. Go ahead.
The book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 9. Yet Michael, the archangel, when contending with the devil.
He did what?
When contending with the devil.
This is a clash right here. He contending with the devil. Go ahead.
He disputed about the body of Moses.
He disputed about the body of Moses. Go ahead.
Durst not bring against him a railing accusation.
So Michael told the devil, hey, don't bring against him no railing accusation. Go ahead.
But said, the Lord rebuked
But
him.
he rebuked the devil. This is a clash right here. Realm against realm. Right? Spiritual force against a spiritual force. Right? Drop this. Let me get Zechariah 3. Let's get the other classic. Start at verse 1.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 3 and verse 1. And he showed me Joshua the high priest.
So Zechariah said he was shown Joshua the high priest.
Standing before the Lord, before the angel of the Lord.
He was standing before the angel of the Lord, the angel of the Most High. Go ahead.
And Satan standing at his right hand.
And Satan standing at Joshua's right hand. Go ahead.
To resist him.
To resist him. You see that? There's a clash right here. Realm against realm. A spiritual being going against another spiritual being. There's a clash here. Right? Go ahead, verse 2.
Verse 2. And the Lord said unto Satan, the Lord rebuked thee, O Satan.
You see that? The Lord said unto Satan, the Lord rebuked thee, O Satan. Go ahead.
Even the Lord that had chosen Jerusalem rebuked thee.
Even the Lord that has chosen Jerusalem rebuked thee. Go ahead.
Is not this a brand plucked out of the fire?
So he's saying, man, Joshua plucked out of the fire. I chose Joshua. But there is classes, man, even us in here. Everybody got an angel appointed to them, right? What you fail to realize is sometimes your angel, in trying to assist you, giving you information, just might be facing some type of resistance from a demonic force. We're going to prove that. Give me Daniel 10. Watch this. That's why I said we look at stuff when things happen in this life, we attribute it to what some other man did or what some other woman did. But the whole time, man, it's stuff going on that your eyes can't see. You got a veil. Daniel 10, we're going to do a little reading here. We're going to get to the point. Start at verse 1. It ain't too much reading in this chapter, but it is some. I want y'all to see this.
The book of Daniel, chapter 10 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
In the 3rd year of Cyrus.
It said the 3rd year of Cyrus.
Of the king of Persia.
The king of Persia, go ahead.
A thing was revealed unto Daniel.
So it was a thing that was revealed unto Daniel. Go ahead.
Whose name was called Belteshazzar.
Uh-huh.
And the thing was true.
He said, and the thing was true.
But the time appointed was long.
It was, but it was going to come later on. It wasn't during his time. He said it's true, but it was a long time away. Go ahead.
And he understood the thing.
And Daniel understood the thing. Go ahead.
And had understanding of the vision.
And he had understanding of the vision. Go ahead, verse 2.
In those days, I, Daniel, was mourning 3 full weeks.
It said, in those days, I, Daniel, was mourning 3 full weeks. Keep that 3 full weeks in mind. He said, man, I was mourning. Did anybody ever been in mourning in here? Ever been in mourning? Ever been going through something? You were hurting? Wasn't feeling too hot in the spirit? Right? So Daniel was mourning for 3 full weeks. So, but what he didn't know is, it was things going on around the scenes. He was mourning. It was things happening in the spiritual realm that he couldn't see. We're going to get to that. Go ahead and read verse 3.
Verse 3. I ate no pleasant bread.
Daniel said, man, I ain't eat no pleasant bread.
Neither came flesh nor wine in my mouth.
He said, man, I ain't had no flesh. I ain't had no wine. Go ahead.
Neither did I anoint myself at all.
He said, man, I ain't anoint myself at all. Go ahead.
Till 3 whole weeks were fulfilled.
Till 3 whole weeks were fulfilled. Now, question. How many days is 3 weeks? 21. 21 days. Keep reading, verse 4. I said that for a reason. We're going to get to the point now. Go ahead. Let me see verse 4.
Verse 4.
Uh-huh.
And in the 4th and 20th day of the first month.
It said, and in the 4th and 20th day of the first month. Go ahead.
As I was by the side of the great river, which is Hiddekel.
Go ahead, verse 5.
Then I lifted up mine eyes.
He said, I lifted up mine eyes.
And looked.
And I looked.
And behold.
A
certain man clothed in linen.
A certain man clothed in linen. I said linen. Now, a lot of people attribute this verse right here, verses 5 and verse 6. They would say that this is Christ right here. But that's not Christ. This is talking about an angel right here. Right? But we'll read that. Keep going.
Whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz.
Go ahead, verse 6.
His body also was like the beryl.
He said his body was like the beryl. Go ahead.
And his face as the appearance of lightning.
And his face was like the appearance of lightning. Go ahead.
And his eyes as lamps of fire.
And his eyes were lamps of fire. Now, people will use this and try to, pair this up with Revelation and say this is Christ, but it's actually not. That's why context is always important when you read the scriptures, right? Because let me ask you something. Do Christ need help? No, he don't need help. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but I'm pointing out that this is not Christ right here. Right? So he said this angel, though, still had the appearance of lightning, and this angel had eyes, lamps of fire. Go ahead.
And his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass.
So it show you that the angels were melanated too. That's what it show you, that the angels are melanated. But this right here is not Christ, right? So it says his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass. Go ahead.
And the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude.
And the angel even had the voice of a multitude too. Go ahead, verse 7.
And I, Daniel, alone saw the vision.
He said, I, Daniel, alone, I'm the only one who saw this. Go ahead.
For the men that were with me saw not the vision.
The men that was with me, they didn't see this vision. Go ahead.
But a great quaking fell upon them.
It said a great quaking fell upon them. Go ahead.
So that they fled to hide themselves.
So when the quake came, they got scared, they ran, and they hid themselves. Go ahead, verse 8.
Verse 8. Therefore, I was left alone.
He said, therefore, I was left alone. Go ahead.
And saw this great vision.
And saw this great vision. Go ahead.
And there remained no strength in me.
So Daniel said, man, I ain't had no more strength left in me, man. Because remember, he was mourning 21 days, 3 weeks. Right? 3 weeks he was mourning. He had no strength. He ain't had no comely bread. He had no flesh, no wine, no nothing. He had no strength. And then he's seeing this vision. You see stuff like that, it's going to take the power out of you. Right? Go ahead.
For my comeliness was turned in me into corruption.
So his comeliness had turned into corruption. Go ahead.
And I retained no strength.
He said, I ain't had no strength. Go ahead.
Yet heard I the voice.
He said, what?
Yet heard I the voice.
He said, yet I heard the voice. Go ahead.
Of his words.
Of his words, of this angel. Go ahead.
And when I heard the voice of his words.
When I heard the voice of his words.
Then was I in a deep sleep on my face.
He said, when I heard his words, I was in a deep sleep he was a deep sleep on his face. Go ahead.
And my face toward the ground.
And my face toward the ground. Go ahead.
And behold, an hand touched me.
He said, a hand touched me.
Which set me upon my knees.
We almost at the point here. He said, which set me upon my knees. Go ahead.
And upon the palms of my hands.
And upon the palms of my hands. Go ahead.
And he said unto me.
What'd he say?
O Daniel.
O Daniel.
A man greatly beloved.
He said, a man greatly beloved. This is what the angel said to Daniel. Go ahead.
Understand the words that I speak unto thee.
He said, understand the words that I speak unto you, Daniel. Go ahead.
And stand upright.
I want you to stand up. I want you to stand upright, Daniel. Go ahead.
For unto thee am I now sent.
You see that? He said, unto thee I'm sent right now. Go ahead.
And when he had spoken this word unto me.
When he spoke that word, go ahead.
I stood trembling.
Daniel stood up. He was trembling. Go ahead, verse 12.
Then said he unto me.
What'd he say?
Fear not, Daniel.
He said, fear not, Daniel.
For from the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand.
He said, from the first day, Daniel, that you set your heart to understand. Go ahead.
And to chasten thyself before thy God.
And to chasten yourself. You ain't want to eat no bread. You ain't want to eat no flesh. He said on day one, from that first day that you did that. Go ahead.
Thy words were heard.
You see that? He said on day one, your words were heard. Go ahead.
And I am come for thy words.
He said, I'm coming for your words. On the first day, the Most High sent me. Watch this, verse 13.
But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me.
Stop. Now, this being an angel, did the physical king stop him? He said, but the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me. Was that a physical king that stopped the angel from getting to Daniel? No, it was a powerful presence behind it. A spiritual entity behind this kingdom in Persia. Demonic forces, right? We wrestle not with flesh and blood. So the angel told him, he said, man, he said, from day one I heard you and the Most High sent me. Then verse 13, he said, but the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me. How long?
120 days.
How many days is that? 21. The same way that Daniel was mourning for 3 whole weeks, 21 days, the angel said, man, from day one I was coming. But the prince of this kingdom over here was withstanding me. I had some resistance. I couldn't get to you. Keep reading.
But lo,
Michael,
one of the chief princes,
one of the chief angels,
came to help me.
You see that? It's wars going on in the spiritual realm. Michael had to come and help this angel. That's why I said that wasn't Christ. Christ don't need no help. There's another angel. He said, man, out from day one, I'm coming to help you. I'm coming to give you some information. I'm coming to give you information. I'm coming to help you. But this power, this demonic force behind the kingdom of Persia wouldn't let me get to you. So Michael had to say, man, let me get down here and help this man. He came to help him. Go ahead.
And I remained there with the kings of
He
Persia.
said, and I remained there with the kings of Persia. So he had to get assistance. There's things happening all around you that you don't know what's going on. So when you grieving and you going through stuff, you blaming other people or you thinking it's your fault, but the whole time, man, it's forces that's preventing you from getting help from the angel that's assigned to you. Understand that. That's why we when they say we wrestling not against flesh and blood, man, this thing spiritual. Go ahead, King.
Now, what the king is bringing out is heavy, and I'm going to compliment that a little bit later. The spirit the angel had a hard time getting to Daniel because of the demonic force, and Daniel was fasting. Daniel was right here with the Most High. And almost had an issue.
He said, day one I was coming.
Right.
From the first day.
Right. Now think about if you in sin. Think about if you in sin and you praying how hard it's going to be for that. Might probably be some years before you get what you need.
I was just going to add to what Kyle and you were just saying. It said that go up. I think it's in 12 where he chastened himself. It says from the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand and to chasten thyself before thy God, thy words were heard. So when we going through when we going through something, we need to be chastening ourselves instead of blaming anybody else. We need to be fasting and praying to help ourselves out with the Most High. Because the angel coming. It might be 21 days, but if you fasting and praying, your prayers are being heard. Help on the way.
Right, because there might have been the reason to prompt Michael to come down and help because you fasting, your prayers being heard on high, and you seeing that you ain't getting that assistance. Let me go and help. So you got to realize that, y'all. So the things that's going on in your life, man, it's bigger than Nino Brown, man. It's bigger than that. It ain't got nothing to do with you as the person or another person. Man, this thing is spiritual. This thing is going way beyond your understanding. It's fights going on around you. A great battle, a great war for your soul. Right? Let's get the classic. Let's go to Tobit. Give me Tobit chapter 2. Classic one. You can be having things going on in your life, man. You don't know what's going on.
Bigger than Nino Brown. This is big business.
Big business. Bigger than Nino Brown, baby. Tobit chapter 2. Let me see that. So all these things that happens in our lives, we definitely have to understand, y'all. We have to understand, man, that you got to be in prayer. You got to keep your hands clean. Just like Kyle said, man, this man was fasting and praying for 21 days. He was beloved of God.
What?
So if you wasn't doing that, if you in some type of iniquity, man, what incentive does the Most High have to help you?
Message.
Think about that. Yeah, check yourself. Tobit chapter 2. Let me see verse 9. Now this is Tobit, right? This is Tobit. Okay, 2 and 9.
The book of Tobit, chapter 2 and verse 9.
And we're going to skip, we're going to read a little bit here, go to another chapter, read a little bit, and we're going to jump. We're going to jump a little bit just to give a little bit of context of this story in Tobit because, some people might not know the story. All right, Tobit chapter 2, verse 9.
The same night also I returned from the burial.
So this is Tobit right here. He went to bury a man. He said, the same night I returned from the burial. Go ahead.
And slept by the wall of my courtyard.
He said he slept by the wall of his courtyard. Go ahead.
Being polluted, and my face was uncovered.
So he was polluted because he was just dealing with a dead body. So he went and buried the body. He was polluted, but he slept by the courtyard. He ain't going to hell. He said his face was uncovered. Go ahead, verse 10.
Verse 10. And I knew not that there were sparrows in the wall, and mine eyes being open.
He said he knew not that it was sparrows in the wall, and his eyes was open as he was leaning back up on the wall. Go ahead.
The sparrows muted warm doing dung.
They was a warm doings. They put some warm doings. Baby. Doo-doo, baby.
The sparrows muted warm dung into mine eye.
So they let it out right there, flat in his eye, plop, warm. Go ahead.
And the whiteness came in mine eyes.
He said, and a whiteness came in my eyes. So that whiteness, when it talks about in your eyes, it's like partial blindness. So it's not full blindness, but it's a partial. Right? Go ahead.
And a whiteness came in mine eyes.
He said, and a whiteness came in my eyes. Go ahead.
And I went to the physicians.
So he went to the physicians. Go ahead.
But they helped me not.
Where your healing come from?
The Most High.
The healing gonna come from the spiritual side. I'm just reading a little context. So he said, I went to the physicians, but they helped me not. They couldn't help me. Go ahead.
Moreover,
do your best. I ain't gonna try to pronounce it after you.
Say it one again. Archiacrus,
yeah, him
did nourish me.
Go ahead.
Until I went unto
do that.
Elimus.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you got it. All right. So the physicians couldn't help him. Right? Just getting a little context. Now let's go over to Tobit chapter 3. All right. At Tobit chapter 3, like I said, we're going to jump a little bit, get a little bit of the story. So this is Tobit. He done buried a man. He done put it, laid back on the wall. The bird done doo-dooed in his eyes and gave him partial blindness. Right? So now we in Tobit chapter 3, verse 6. Read that.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 3, verse 6.
Go ahead.
Now, therefore, deal with me as seemeth best unto thee.
So this is Tobit now talking to the Most High. He got his partial blindness going on. You know, he ain't feeling too good right now. He said, deal with me as seemeth best unto thee. Go ahead.
And command my spirit to be taken from me.
He said, Father, kill me. Take my spirit away from me. Go ahead.
That I may be dissolved.
And
become earth.
Let me go back into the earth from which I came.
For it is profitable for me to die rather than to live.
He said, it's profitable unto me to die rather than to live. Go ahead.
Because I have heard false reproaches. Now, understand something. A lot of times when people be going through something, brothers or sisters alike, the first thing, especially in the Israelite community, the first thing that we attribute their calamity to, oh, that nigga wicked. He done sinned. He done did this. She done did this. She done did that. That's what people say. So he got this partial blindness and he hearing false reproaches. They making up stuff about him. This is what we do in the Israelite community. If something bad happened, the first thing in the Israelite community we say is, oh man, that man, he must have sinned against God. That's what we do.
Man, what?
So he said, man, Father, just kill me. I'm hearing false reproaches. Go ahead.
And have much sorrow.
And I have much sorrow.
Command, therefore, that I may now be delivered out of this distress.
He said, command that I may now be delivered out of this distress. Go ahead.
And go into the everlasting place.
And let me go into the everlasting place.
Turn not thy face from me, away from me.
He said, don't turn your face away from me. So he going through it. Now remember all the precepts that we pulled before we got here. Man, you going through things, but you not realizing, man, all of this is because of what's happening on the other side or what's about to happen for you from the other side. But we forget these things when we go through the stuff that we go through, right? Go ahead and read verse 7. Now, there's Tobit. He ready to die. Now, read verse 7.
Verse 7. It came to pass the same day.
It said it came to pass the same day.
That in
Ecbatane, go ahead.
A city of Media. Sarah, the daughter of Raguel.
It said Sarah, the daughter of Raguel.
Was also reproached by her father's maids.
So Tobit, he reproached right now. He getting false reproaches. Sarah, on the other end, the same day is getting reproached by her father's maids. They reproaching her too. Go ahead, verse 8.
Verse 8. Because that she had been married to 7 husbands.
Because she was married to 7 husbands. Like I said, we reading this for those who don't know the story. I know many of us know the story, but we getting a little context here, right? It says she had married 7 husbands. Watch this.
Whom Asmodeus, the evil spirit, had killed.
So it was an evil spirit that had killed 7 of her husbands, right? Go ahead.
Before they had lain with her.
Before they had a chance to consummate the marriage. The devil, this demon, Asmodeus, had killed all of them. Go ahead.
Doest thou not know?
He said, doest thou not know?
Said they.
Said they, talking about her father's maid. Go ahead.
That thou hast strangled thine husband.
So they reproaching her like, oh, man, you don't know you done killed your husband, you done strangled your husband, girl. That's what they saying. Go ahead.
Thou hast had already 7 husbands.
They said, man, you done had already 7 husbands. Go
neither
ahead.
Neither was thou named after any of them.
He said, you didn't even finish the marriage. You weren't even named after none of them. Go ahead, verse 9. That's a messed up thing to say to somebody that's going through it, man, but Israel to do it.
Wherefore,
swap that mic out.
Wherefore, doest thou beat us for them?
So they asked her a question like, why you beating us for them? You getting the husband before we getting the husband. You strangling all of them. Go ahead.
If they be dead.
Swap it out. Give him another one. Yeah.
If they be dead.
If they be dead.
Go thy ways after them.
Man, they told her, man, your husband's dead. If they be dead, man, go on after them. You need to die too. This is what they saying. That's messed up. Right? Go ahead.
Let us never see of thee.
He said,
neither.
Don't let us see you no more.
Neither the son or daughter.
He says, let us never see of thee either son or daughter. We don't even want to see no children come from you. This how messed up folks here, man. Right? Go ahead, verse 10.
When she heard these things.
When she heard it.
She was very sorrowful.
She was very sorrowful. Go ahead.
So that she thought to have strangled herself.
So she wanted to kill herself. She wanted to hang herself. The same thing Toby ready to die, she ready to die. Right? But we fail to realize, man, there's something that's about to happen for you on the spiritual side. Right? Go ahead.
And she said.
What she say?
I am the only daughter of my father.
I'm the only daughter of my father.
And if I do this.
If I kill myself.
It shall be a reproach unto him.
It's going to be a reproach unto my father. I'm the only one he got.
And I shall bring his old age with sorrow unto the grave.
I'm going to bring his old age unto sorrow, with sorrow unto the grave. Go ahead, verse 11.
Then she prayed towards the window.
Did the same thing that Toby did. Now she's about to pray to the Most High. Go ahead.
And said.
What she say?
Blessed art thou, O Lord, my God.
Blessed art thou, O Lord, my God. Go ahead.
And thine holy and glorious name be blessed and honorable forever.
He said, your name be blessed and honorable forever. Go ahead.
Let all thy works praise thee forever.
Let all your works praise thee forever. Verse 12.
And now, O Lord.
And now, O Lord.
I set mine eyes and my face toward thee.
I set my face towards you. Go ahead, verse 13.
And say.
And say what?
Take me out of the earth.
Take me out of the earth. Same way Toby said, go on, take my life. Let me go back to the earth. Let me be dissolved. Go ahead.
That I may hear no more of the reproach.
So you see that Toby was receiving reproaches because people can talk you to death. People can talk you down. I don't know if you ever been in a situation like that where people would talk about your situation so bad that you want to check out. And that's what happened with Toby. That's what's happening with Sarah. They were talking her down so bad. She was like, just take me out of here. I had enough of this reproach. I'm sick of it. Right? This is what she's saying. That I hear no more of that. But like I said, when you going through the stuff that you going through, a lot of times, most of the time, but if I ain't gonna say a lot of them, I'm gonna say almost every time, right? Even Steve Harvey, like even a person that don't really have understanding or keep the commandments of God, right? They can say something that's right. Like the old saying, a broken clock is right twice a day. Now I heard this man say something, and he was right about it. Everything that you ever went through in your life, you have a 100% survival rate. Everything you ever went through, you survived it. You made it through. Why? Most High helps you. So when you're going through what you're going through, guess what? Help is coming, but it's coming
Praise
from the
to the
other
Most
side.
High.
It's coming from the other side. But these two, they saying, look, take me out the earth. Now let's move over a few more chapters. Let's go to Tobit chapter 6. Now we finna get to talking about this help that's coming from the other side. Tobit chapter 6, we're going to start at verse 1. Now Tobit had a son that was going to marry Sarah. This is who we finna read about now. Tobit's son was Tobias. Go ahead and read verse 1.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 6, verse 1.
Go ahead.
And as they went on their journey,
they
came in the evening to the river Tigris.
Uh-huh.
And they lodged there.
So that's Tobias. Tobias was with an angel right here, right? And it's going to say that as we keep reading. They went to the river Tigris. Go ahead.
It's like you. And when the young man went down to wash himself.
So he went down there to wash himself down at the river. Go ahead.
A fish leaped out of the river.
It said a fish leaped out of the river.
And would have devoured him.
And would have ate him. This is how big the fish was. It would have ate this man. Go ahead.
Then the angel said unto him. Take the fish.
Take the fish. Man, imagine being there. It had to be a sight to see. The angel ain't even helping. The angel sitting back. He over there finna wash himself in the water. Fish jump out about to eat him. And the angel, grab the fish, boy. Take the fish. Go ahead.
Damn.
And the young man laid hold of the fish.
So he laid hold on the fish.
And drew it to land.
And he had to pull it out. He pulled it up to land. Go ahead, verse 4.
To whom the angel said.
What did the angel say?
Open the fish.
He said, open the fish.
And take the heart and the liver and the gall.
He said, take the heart out, take the liver out, take the gall out. Go ahead.
And put them up safely.
And I want you to put it up safely. Go ahead.
So the young man did as the angel commanded him.
The young man did exactly what the angel told him to do. He took the heart, the gall, and the liver. Go ahead.
And when they had roasted the fish.
When they roasted the fish.
They did eat.
He said, who ate?
They did eat.
They did eat. So this is just a little side note to let you know that the angels can take on human form and eat flesh. And the reason why that's important because they don't eat flesh in the heaven. They don't eat, don't nothing die there. So an angel can take form in a human body, right? So it says they roasted the fish and they ate it. Go ahead.
Then they both went on their way.
They both went on their way. Go ahead.
Till they drew near.
Till they drew near.
To Ecbatan.
Till they drew near to Ecbatan. Go ahead.
Then the young man said to the angel.
What'd he say?
Brother Azarias.
He said, Brother Azarias, go ahead.
To what use is the heart and the liver and the gall of the fish?
He said, what we going to do with this? Go ahead.
And he said unto him.
What'd he say?
Touching the heart and the liver.
Touching the heart and the liver.
If a devil or an evil spirit trouble any.
He said, if a devil or an evil spirit trouble anybody.
We must make a smoke thereof before the man or the woman.
We should take this smoke. We got to make it before that man or that woman. Go ahead.
And the party shall be no more vexed.
And that party will be no more vexed. That demon, that devil is going to leave them. Go ahead, verse 8.
As for the gall, it is good to anoint a man that have that whiteness in his eyes. And he shall be healed.
You see that? So the help is coming from the spiritual side. He said, look, this gall right here is going to help cure that partial blindness. He said, but that liver and that heart, we're going to make a smoke. And we're going to get rid of that demon. We're going to get rid of that devil. So all of this is happening on the other side. So while Tobit and Sarah ready to die, while they going through their stuff, they don't recognize, man, your help coming from the other end. Right? Give me Tobit 8. Tobit chapter 8. Just a couple verses in there and we done with Tobit. Start at verse 1.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 8, verse 1. And when they had supped, they brought Tobias in unto her.
So now Tobias is going in with Sarah to consummate the marriage. Go ahead.
And as he went, he remembered the words of Raphael, and took the ashes of the perfumes.
He said he remembered the words of Raphael and took the ashes of the perfumes. Go ahead.
And put the heart and the liver of the fish thereupon.
He said he put the heart and the liver of the fish thereupon. Go ahead.
And made a smoke therewith.
And made a smoke therewith. Go ahead, verse 3.
Verse 3. The which smell, when the evil spirit had smelled.
When the evil spirit had smelled, go ahead.
He fled into the uttermost part of Egypt.
He fled into the utmost parts of Egypt. Go ahead.
And the angel abound him.
No, read that again.
Slakia. And the angel bound him.
And the angel bound him. Just as another side note, spirits can be bound right here. He said that their spirit went to the utmost parts of Egypt, and the angel bound him soon as he smelled it. I got a image in the media chat. Now, who all know where this taking place at the Book of Tobit? What land is this? Anybody know that? What area was this in Tobit? Where is this at? Where is this taking place? Where Jonah went? Nineveh. Right. So this taking place in Nineveh, right? All right. I want y'all to see this image right here. You see, Nineveh is like from the screen. What y'all see, I think it's like at the top right, still in the green part. Can y'all see that? Can you blow it up a little bit, King, and pull it up on Nineveh? Where it's like it's in the far right, still in the green though. You see that Nineveh? Y'all see that? This is the area that they was in, right? So once the smoke was made, they said this devil, Asmodeus, went to Egypt, but not just Egypt, the utmost parts of Egypt. So you see over here where it say Memphis, that's a part of Egypt, but this devil went to the utmost part when he smelled the smoke. So this spirit was able to jump all the way over here from the moment that this smoke came in this room. And right after that happened, he was bound in the utmost parts of Egypt, just to show you how far this thing went from right there. And I think if you look up from the map or whatnot, I think it's like 1,000 miles apart or something like that. It's a long distance, but I just wanted to illustrate, how far this spirit done went. Bring it out. So they just go to show that, hey, spirits can be bound right here on the earth. It's just a little side note for you right there. All right. In conclusion, give me Proverbs 20. But we ain't gonna read the part in Tobit, but he did end up getting the gall back to his father, and the whiteness was healed from his eyes. Proverbs 20:24, and I'm gonna land right here. Classic precept. We read this, but I don't think we really understand this. We know it, but we don't know it. Go ahead, Proverbs 20:24.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord.
He said, man's goings are of the Lord. Go ahead.
How can a man then understand his own way?
How can a man then understand his own way? We know this. We know this, but when something happens, we forget that all of this happened because of God. All of this happened because of the other side. We forget that. So keep this in the forefront of your mind, family. And with that, I land. I yield.
I want to bag my brother up, man, before I get started. I know I seen some faces when he said that the angels can come into in a human form. Give me Hebrews 13:1. And then you got one in Genesis when they went into Sodom and Gomorrah. With Abraham, yup. I started. It's not delayed, then.
Boy, I gotta fix that.
Verse 1.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 1. Let brotherly love continue.
What did it say again?
Let brotherly love continue.
So, man, we got to practice this right here, y'all. We got to learn how to love our brother and sisters. Keep going. Here go the point.
Be not forgetful to entertain strangers.
He said what?
Be not forgetful to entertain strangers.
So why we can't be forgetful to entertain strangers? Keep going.
For thereby some have entertained angels unawares.
So he said, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. So an angel can come into a human form based off this scripture. So let's get started, y'all. All right. The spirit realm. Let's go to Colossians 1, verse 13. Start at verse 13. All right.
The book of Colossians, chapter 1, verse 13. Who had delivered us from the power of darkness.
He said, go up right quick. Let me see real quick. Go up. You just started verse 13.
Verse 13. Who had delivered us from the power of darkness.
He said, who have delivered us from the power of darkness. Keep going.
And had translated us into the kingdom of his dear son.
What did it say again?
And had translated us into the kingdom of his dear son.
So he translated us. He gave us over to who? His dear son, which is Christ. Keep going.
In whom we have redemption through his blood.
It said, in whom we have redemption through his blood. Keep going.
Even the forgiveness of sins.
So Christ, he died for Israel. Keep going.
Who is the image of the invisible God?
He said, who is the image of the invisible God? Talking about Christ. Keep going.
The firstborn of every creature.
He said, the firstborn of every creature. Keep going.
For by him were all things created.
Some things.
All things
He
created.
said, for by him were all things were created. Keep going.
That are in heaven.
That are in heaven.
And that are in earth.
And that are in earth. He keep on going. Keep
visible.
Going. Visible.
And invisible.
And invisible. Keep going.
Whether they be thrones or dominions.
He said, whether they be thrones or dominions. Keep going.
Or principalities.
Or principalities. Keep
or
going.
powers.
Or powers. Keep going.
All things were created by him.
So we talking about the spirit realm. We talking about the spirits, right? Man, Christ created everything. What the governments, all types of setting up kings, he created all that. So we got to keep in mind that he created spirits. He created the invisible and the visible. All right, read verse 17. I think I want 17.
And for him, verse 17, he is before all things, and by him all things consist.
It said, and he is before all things, and by him all things consist. So guess what, man? Christ created everything. The Most High translated us to Christ. So we got to know that Christ created everything, invisible and invisible. I said it twice then. All right. It started. Okay, let's get Isaiah 19:14 right quick. I just want that one verse. All right, read it.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 14. The Lord had mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof.
He said what?
The Lord had mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof.
He said the Lord had mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. Keep going.
And they have caused Egypt to err.
So this perverse spirit that the Most High mingled, it caused Egypt to err in what?
In every work thereof.
Do we see a perverse spirit in Egypt today? Which America? Okay. I'm talking about everything they doing and what they promote out. It's error. Keep going.
As a drunken man staggereth in his vomit.
He said, as a drunken man staggering in his vomit. So guess what? He put a perverse spirit in the midst of the earth, which is Egypt, and made them err in every work. So guess what? When you see things going left, going bad, the Most High put a spirit right there. Now give me another one. Give me Sirach 39, verse 27. All right.
The book of Sirach, chapter 29, verse 27. All these things are for good to the godly.
He said, all these things are good for good to the godly. Keep going.
So to the sinners, they are turned into evil.
So to the sinners, they are turned into evil. Keep going.
There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
So guess what? There are spirits that are created for vengeance. Keep going.
Which in their fury lay on sore strokes.
He said, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. Keep going.
In the time of destruction, they pour out their force.
He said what?
In the time of destruction, they pour out their force.
He said, in the time of destruction, they pour out their force. Keep going.
And appease the wrath of him that made them.
So guess what? these evil spirits that the Most High made, it appeased him. It appeased him. The wrath of him that made them. So guess what? It made the Most High happy when he made these spirits. To get his vengeance. All right? So I just want to prove that the Most High made these spirits. Now let's get started. Give me 1 Samuel 16. So let me ask y'all this. So have y'all ever committed a sin that it just changed your whole way of thinking, changed your whole way of even how you talk, it changed your whole mood? Y'all ain't been through that? That should be all of us. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, man, when we doing something wrong, we disobeying God. Sometimes that evil, you be afflicted, you be down, you be hurt. Man, we go through that. And guess what, y'all? That's a spirit. All right, give me 1 Samuel, start at 14.
16, 14?
14. Oh, 16, my bad.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 16, verse 14. But the Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul.
He said, but the Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul. Keep going.
And an evil spirit from the Lord troubleth him.
So why did the Spirit of the Lord depart from Saul? What do you do? What you say? What else?
Most High had chose David as his anointed, and Saul was evil towards his brother, which is David.
We go over to the next chapter. I want to read verse 24. Not next chapter, 15. My bad. So he disobeyed the Most High, and the Most High sent Samuel to Saul to kill everything that the Amalekites got, and he ended up hearkening to the people. Verse 24. Just read that.
This is the book of 1 Saul, chapter 15, verse 24. And Saul, 1 Samuel, and Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord.
He said, Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord. Keep going.
And thy words.
He said, and thy words. Keep going.
Because I feared the people and obeyed their voice.
So instead of him listening to the Most High, he obeyed the people and obeyed their voice. He would listen to them. So guess what? He told him to wipe in this same chapter. Samuel had told Saul, mate, wipe out everything that the Lord commanded you to do. Mm-hmm. Told him to kill everything. And he went complete opposite. So this is the reason why the Most High took the spirit from him. Now go back. I read verse 14.
Verse 14. But the Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul.
He said, but the Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul. Keep going.
And an evil spirit from the Lord troubled him.
He said, and an evil spirit from the Lord troubled him. Keep going. So guess what? The evil spirit come from the Most High. Keep going.
And the servant and Saul's servant said unto him, behold now, an evil spirit from God troubleth thee.
So I'm gonna be real. Sometimes, man, we know what's going on with our brothers and sisters sometimes. We know sometimes that the evil spirit dealing with our brothers and sisters. And sometimes we can see it. We can call it out. We know what when our brothers and sisters down. Give me 1 Kings and 1 Kings 21. Just to prove that even more. 1 through 5. And I'm going to come back to 1 Kings 21 too. 1 through 5.
This is the
so the Most High, he allow us to see these spirits, man. Verse 1.
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 21, verse 1. And it came to pass after these things that Naboth the Jezreelite had a vineyard.
Naboth he had a vineyard. Keep going.
Which was in Jezreel. Heard by the palace.
Read it again.
Slakia. Which was in Jezreel, hard by the palace of Ahab, king of Samaria.
King of Samaria. Keep going.
And Ahab spake unto Naboth.
So Ahab, he spoke to Naboth,
saying, give me thy vineyard.
So he was asking, man, he said, give me the vineyard. Keep going.
That I may have it for a garden of herbs.
So he can grow some herbs. Keep going.
because it is near unto my house.
He said, because it is near unto my house. So he want this vineyard because it's near to his house. Keep going.
And I will give thee for it a better vineyard than it.
He said, I will give thee for a better vineyard than it. So he was saying, man, I'll give you a better vineyard what you got already. Keep going.
Or if it seem good to thee, I will give thee the worth of it in money.
So he said, if it seem good, if you like what I'm saying, I will give it worth of it in money. Keep going.
And Naboth said unto Ahab, the Lord forbid me that I should give the inheritance of my father.
So Naboth said to Ahab, the Lord forbid me that I should give the inheritance of my fathers unto thee. So he's saying, man, the father told me, I ain't finna sell this. I ain't finna give my land up. Keep going.
And Ahab came into his house heavy.
He said, and Ahab came into his house heavy. Keep going.
And displeased because of the words which Naboth the Jezreelite had spoken unto him.
So he was mad, he was displeased. Keep going.
For he had said, I will not give thee the inheritance of my fathers.
Keep going.
And he laid him down upon his bed and turned away his face and would not eat no bread.
So he was so down, he didn't even want to eat. Keep going.
But Jezebel, his wife, came to him.
So even though she wicked as hell, Jezebel, forget what she did.
And said unto him, why is thy spirit so sad?
So sometimes we can see what's going on with our brothers and sisters sometimes. And y'all can know too. If the Most High reveal it to you, be like, yeah, man, what's going on with you? What's going on with your spirit?
Countenance is falling.
Yeah, the countenance fall. It's short in our face. It be seen sometimes. Now go back. Go back to first.
Start at 14 or 15. All right. This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 16, verse 16. And Saul's servant said unto him, behold, now an evil spirit from the Lord troubleth thee.
He said, and now an evil spirit from God troubleth thee. So sometimes when we be in iniquity, man, our spirit go low. We feel bad. We feel down. Man, that's an evil spirit. Keep going.
Let our Lord now command thy servants, which are before thee, to seek out a man who is a cunning player on an harp.
He said to seek out a man who is a cunning player on a harp. Keep going.
And it shall come to pass, when the evil spirit from the Lord is upon thee, that he shall play with his hands.
Now jump down to 22.
Verse 22. And Saul sent to Jesse, saying, let David, I pray thee, stand before me, for he hath found favor in my sight.
Keep going.
And it came to pass, when the evil spirit from the Lord was upon Saul, that David took an harp and played with his hand. And Saul was refreshed and was well, and the evil spirit departed from him.
So guess what had eased his mind was about hearing this music playing from David. And sometimes we could be down, we could be down for the sin that we committed. But sometimes we got certain things that ease our mind and refresh our spirit. Like, just being real for mine, I like talking to my brothers. I like talking to my brothers to ease my mind. Especially when I did something evil. Yeah, I gotta confess it. I gotta confess and let them tell them what I did. But sometimes when I talk to them, it ease my mind. So we got certain things that probably ease our mind when we down, when we commit iniquity. Our spirit could be refreshed from this evil spirit. Now read that part again.
And when it came to pass, when the evil spirit from the Lord was upon Saul, that David took an harp and played with his hands.
He said, what did it say again?
And played with his hand. So Saul was refreshed and was well, and the evil spirit.
So even we already know, like, even though his spirit was refreshed in the evil spirit level, get what he went to next. Where you go to next? He went to a one with familiar spirits.
Yeah.
He went off.
You talking about what Saul? Okay.
Yeah, what Saul did. Yeah. So now let's go back to 1 Kings 21. So we know why Ahab, who was down, his spirit was low, and Jezebel seen his spirit was low. Mm-hmm. We all know that, right? That he didn't want Naboth didn't want to give his land. None of that. Now jump down to verse 8. Verse 8.
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 21, verse 8. So she wrote letters in Ahab's name.
So guess what again? Like read verse 7 again. My bad.
Verse 7. And Jezebel his wife said unto him, doest thou now govern the kingdom of Israel?
So she was trying to encourage me, talking to Ahab. She said, dost thou now govern the kingdom of Israel? Keep going.
Arise. And eat bread. And let thine heart be merry.
He said, let thine heart be merry. You a king. You should be happy. You can just take whatever you want to take. Keep going.
I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite.
What did it say again?
I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite.
He said, I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite. Keep going. So she's saying she will get this land from you. So she got to do certain things to get this land. Keep going.
So she wrote letters in Ahab's name.
So he allowed her to write letters in his name. Keep going.
And sealed them with his seal.
And sealed him with his seal. Keep going.
And sent the letters unto the elders and to the nobles that were in the city in his city.
So she wrote a letter in Ahab's name, and he allowed it. He allowed it for this to happen. Keep going.
Dwelling with Naboth.
Dwelling with Naboth. Keep going.
And she wrote in the letters, saying, proclaim a fast.
So she's saying all this stuff right here. She said, and she wrote in the letter saying, proclaim a fast and what?
And set Naboth on high among the people.
And set Naboth on high among the people. Keep going.
And set 2 men, sons of Baal.
So he set 2 men, the sons of the devil. Keep going.
Before him.
To
bear witness against him.
Saying what?
Saying, thou didst blaspheme God, the king, and the king.
Did they, in this letter, did she lie on Naboth? Mm-hmm. So remember that lie. He said, thou didst blaspheme God and the king, and then what?
And then carry him out and stone him, that he may die.
So she lied on him for he can die. For him to die. Now, I stopped at
verse 11.
With verse 11? Yeah, keep going.
And the men of his city, even the elders and the nobles.
So, I want to stay at that point right there. Go back up. Verse 10, just read it.
Verse 10. And set 2 men, sons of Belial, before him, to bear witness against him, saying, thou didst blaspheme God and the king.
So they lied on it, said, thou didst blaspheme God and the king, and then carry him out, what?
And then carry him out and stone him, that he may die.
So remember this lie right here, what they did to Naboth in this letter. Keep going.
Verse 11. And the men of his city, even the elders and the nobles who were the inhabitants of his city, did as Jezebel had sent unto them, and as it was written in the letters which she had sent unto them.
Keep going.
They proclaimed a fast.
So they proclaimed a fast.
And set Naboth on high among the people.
And they set Naboth on high among the people. Keep going.
And there came in 2 men, children of Belial.
So just like the letter was written, they did it. Keep going.
And set before him. And the men of Belial witnessed against him, even against Naboth, in the presence of the people, saying, Naboth did blaspheme God and the king.
So it said Naboth did blaspheme God and the king because he want to get a piece of land. They lied on this man. But remember that lie. Now jump to the next chapter. Now go down a little bit. When they start talking about the prophets, yeah. So you can read verse 5.
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 22, verse 5. And Jehoshaphat said unto the king of Israel, inquire, I pray thee, at the word of the Lord today.
Keep going.
Then the king of Israel gathered the prophets together.
He said, so the king of Israel, which is Ahab, gathered the prophets together. Keep going.
About 400 men.
About 400 men.
And said unto them.
So listen, the key word on here, the prophets. It said about 400 men. Keep going.
Shall I go against Ramoth Gilead to battle?
So he says, shall I go against Ramoth Gilead to battle? Keep going.
Or shall I forbear? And they said, go up, for the Lord shall deliver it unto the hand of the king.
So why did these prophets say this right here?
Because the Lord had already set a council in heaven to ask who will go.
All right. Right. So go down.
So he sent the evil spirit.
He sent a lying evil spirit to them prophets. Now jump down. I started. Let's see. You can start at 14.
Verse 14. And Micaiah said, as the Lord liveth, what the Lord saith unto me, that will I speak.
He said, as the Lord liveth, what the Lord said unto me, that will I speak. So he going to speak what the Lord say. Keep going.
So he came to the king, and the king said unto him, Micaiah, shall we go against Ramoth Gilead to battle?
So he asked Micaiah, shall we go against Ramoth Gilead to battle? Keep going.
Or shall we forbear?
And shall we forbear? Keep going.
And he answered him, go and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king.
So Micaiah said, go and prosper. He said, go and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king. Keep going.
And the king said unto him, how many times shall I endure thee, that thou tell me nothing?
So the king really didn't believe what he was saying. He know he was being sarcastic with him. Keep going.
How many times shall I endure thee, that thou tell me nothing but that which is true in the name of the Lord?
He said, that which is true in the name of the Lord. Keep going.
And he said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills.
Now he started saying, he said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills. Keep going.
As sheep that have not a shepherd.
As sheep that have not a shepherd. Keep going.
And the Lord said, these have no master.
He said, these have no master. Keep going.
Let them return every man to his house
so he told
in
him,
peace.
He said, let them return every man to his house in peace. So he told them, hey, they need to go back to the house. But guess what? The Most High had stirred up. Now jump down to 20. You can jump down to 19.
Verse 19. And he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Lord.
So he said, hear therefore the word of the Lord. Keep going.
I saw the Lord sitting on his throne.
So he saw the Lord sitting on his throne. Keep going.
And all the host of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left.
Keep going.
And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab?
So he said, who shall persuade Ahab? Keep going.
That he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead.
That he may go up and what?
And fall at Ramoth Gilead.
So which spirit gonna go persuade Ahab that he may go up and may fall at Ramoth Gilead? Keep going.
And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner.
Keep going. Cause so they were conversing, they were talking. Keep going.
And there came forth a spirit.
There came what?
Came forth a spirit.
He said, therefore it came forth a spirit and what?
And stood before the Lord.
And stood before the Lord. Keep going.
And said, I will persuade him.
He said what?
I will persuade him.
One spirit came up and said, I will persuade him. Keep going.
And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets.
So what we read there, the lying spirit of the mouth of the prophets, of his prophets.
Back in verse 21, chapter 21.
What you say again?
Chapter 21.
The same chapter, yeah. No, 22. In verse 6. So he gave him a lying spirit. So guess what? Since they killed Naboth off a lie, guess what? He finna die by a lying spirit. He finna drop dead from a lying spirit. So whatever he did, he gonna get the same. So keep reading.
Start from the top. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him, and prevail also, go forth and do so.
He said, and prevail also and go forth and do so. Keep going.
Now therefore, behold, the Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy servants, thy prophets, like you. And the Lord hath spoken evil concerning thee.
He said the Lord has spoken evil concerning him. So guess what? Since he lied on the body, since they lied on the body in the letter, it caused him to die off a lie. Guess what? You finna be persuaded by a lie. Now you finna fall. Now you finna fall in the hands of who you witness Samaria. Now jump down to his death. Find it, y'all. Let's see. Well, you can read verse 34. My bad.
Verse 34. Verse 34. And a certain man drew a bow at a vulture and smote the.
Read it again.
It's like you. And a certain man drew a bow at a venture and smote the king of Israel between the joints of the harness.
So he got smote, and what it said, and he got smote the king of Israel between the joints of the harness. Keep going.
Wherefore he said unto the driver of his chariot, turn thine hand.
So he told him, turn thine hand. Keep going.
And carry me out of the host.
So he said, carry me out of the host. Keep going.
For I am wounded.
He said, for I am wounded. Keep going. Now jump down to verse 37.
Verse 37. So the king died and was brought to Samaria, and they buried the king in Samaria.
So he died. So since he got somebody killed by a lie, so the Most High had stirred up a lying spirit to get him killed. So what do Saul and Ahab got in common? Just one word. Just one word that I'm looking for. Disobedience. Yeah, disobedience. So they got, both of them got in common is disobedience. So for we to have the spirit of the Lord, we got to what? We got to be obedient. So give me Acts 5:32. Hold on, let's stay right there right quick. And go to 1 Kings 21. 1 Kings 21, verse 25. Yeah, verse 25.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 21, verse 25. But there was none like unto Ahab, which did sell himself to work wickedness in the sight of the Lord.
So he sold himself to work wickedness in the sight of the Lord. Keep going.
Whom Jezebel, his wife, stirred up.
So guess what? He got stirred up by his wife. That's how the letter went out. He allowed that. And now look at him. He allowed his wife to lie on the bought for some land. So guess what? The Most High stirred up some lying spirits. So guess what? Saul and Ahab got something in common, which is disobedience. So for you to have the spirit of the Lord, you got to be what? Obedient. Give me Acts 5:32. All right, read it.
The book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 32. And we are his witnesses of these things. And so is also the Holy Ghost, whom God had given to them that obey him.
He said what?
And we are his witnesses of these things, and so is also the Holy Ghost, whom God hath given to them that obey him.
So to receive the Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit, is by being obedience, by keeping the commandments of God. So man, we know when somebody going through something, and sometimes it don't got to be just sin, but we know when somebody got something going on. They have a hardship at the house or whatever. That's a spirit. We can see it in the face. So man, but sometimes we got some type of outlets like if I'm in trouble or something, I got something going on. Man, I love speaking to my brothers. No, confess to them, talk to them. And the scriptures coming out. Now guess what? My spirit at ease, my spirit refreshed. So man, if y'all trouble in the spirit, man, speak to somebody. Whatever make you feel good, but make sure it's lawful. So man, we could be in a lot of trouble, man, when we touch iniquity. And the Most High start putting these spirits around us, man, and putting in us, man. and make us go off, and it actually can kill us. And that's what happened to Saul and Ahab. And I yield.
All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Y'all gonna close us out. Yeah, it's very important, y'all, to understand, man, what's coming out in class today. Hope y'all getting these precepts and man, taking this to heart, man. Like Sirach say, consider the end of the priest conversation. I believe that's in Sirach. I hope I quoted it right, but consider the end of what the priest is telling you. Go ahead, Qual,
All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. We doing okay? All right. All right. They got some thing going on back there. Let's go ahead and get this last leg. Spiritual realm, right? Spiritual realm. Go to Google real quick. The Bible speaks of spiritual beings. In some instances, as the brother brought out, we are spiritual beings, right? We're being visited, coming in contact. So as the brother brought out earlier, we don't want to always look at something as being carnal. This is very much spirit realm, right? This is some real stuff. Type in seraphim, the seraphims. Write this down. Seraphim meaning or, right. Let's see. Seraphim. Somebody read that.
Seraphim, plural, noun. An angelic being regarded in traditional Christian analogy, angelically, angelology, Salaki, and jelly. I need some red jelly.
Uh-huh.
Angelology.
Angelology.
I can barely see it too, just so y'all know. As belonging to the highest order of the, scroll back over here.
As being,
I got it. As belonging to the highest order of the ninefold celestial hierarchy, associated with light, ardor, and purity.
you see that? Now scroll down. Let's see
You read the definition.
his position. Or what he was created for. What's his position? The seraphim position. Or, I mean, right. Because the angels, like Melanaha brought out, they rule in this world. Right? Their job is to rule on the other side of this world. They rule governments. They rule people. They influence many acts of government, right? Events, everything. Hold on. I think I got a screenshot. Let me send you this screenshot real quick, because there's something I want to pull out from this. Let me hold one moment. Let me get the screenshot. Here it is. Now we can just use this one. Here we go. I'm sending this to you, Ezra's in the media department. I think we can use this one and we can move forward. Maccabees Media. Now this goes right into what Melanaha was bringing out earlier, and we want you to understand. We really want you to understand that there is something going on behind the veil, behind the door that we cannot see. We feel it. We can't see it. Now, the only way to see it if it embodies a human being, right? Read that.
AI overview. In a spiritual context, principalities.
Now, this is one of the powers. And we're going to go over this. Principalities and powers. Read that.
In powers often refers to unseen powerful forces.
Unseen powerful forces, come on.
Both good and evil. That exert influence and authority over the world and people. Often used to describe a battle against spiritual wickedness.
You see that? Move down a little bit. Let's talk about this for a minute. Biblical context. Go ahead.
Biblical context. The phrase principalities and powers appears in the Bible, particularly in the King James Version.
Come on.
And its derivatives. It's often translated as rulers and authorities or forces and authorities in other translations.
Move on down. Spiritual warfare. This is what Matt and I was bringing out earlier. Go ahead and read that.
Spiritual warfare. A context usually emphasizes a spiritual battle against these unseen forces.
A spiritual battle against these unseen forces. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, unseen forces
rather than
that were created by God, right, for vengeance. This is what Shema brought out in Sirach 39. Continue.
Rather than a literal physical conflict.
Rather than a literal physical conflict. Evil forces. Come on down.
Evil forces. In many interpretations, principalities and powers are understood to represent the vast array of evil and malicious spirits who oppose God.
Stop right there. Now, that's not what we're going to do, right? There's no spirit that opposes God. Everything obeys him. So we're going to throw that in the trash. We're going to continue to read, though. Read on.
Who oppose God and his people.
Come on.
Often associated with Satan and his followers.
Okay, now some of that is Christian ideology about fallen angels and all that mess. But I wanted to give you the idea of what exists in the spiritual realm. Let's go to the scriptures. And be quick with the sword today, because we're going to go ahead and get through with this. Seraphim, Isaiah 6 and 12. 6 and 2. Isaiah 6 and 2, real quick. Seraphim. Isaiah 6 and 2. The spirit realm. Read verse 1.
Gotcha. The book of Isaiah, chapter 6, verse 1.
Come on.
In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up.
Come on.
And his train filled the temple.
Continue.
Above it stood the seraphim.
The seraphim.
Each one has 6 wings. With twain he covered his face.
Come on.
And with twain he covered his feet. And with twain he did fly.
Now some of these spirits we're going to bring out can appear in the image and likeness of a man. Give me Ezekiel 1. Real quick. Ezekiel 1 verse 5. Watch this. So we got seraphims in the spiritual. And we're going to see their uses. Their usage. Right? Read that.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 5.
Read verse 4.
Verse 4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud,
Read.
And a fire enfolding itself.
Read.
And a brightness was about it. And out of the midst thereof.
Out of the midst of it.
As the color of amber.
Read.
Out of the midst of the fire.
Read verse 5. Watch
verse
this.
5. Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures. And this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man.
They had the likeness of a man. Cherubim. Give me Ezekiel 10 verse 1. Cherubim. Sometimes they can come in the likeness of a man. I'm going to show you a video. Every time I see it, it freaks me out. I haven't seen it in a while. Some brothers was at camp, and they was filming, and they really believe they was visited by an angel. And when you see it, it's going to look kind of crazy. It kind of freaks me out sometimes. Read verse 1. Cherubim. Come on.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 10, verse 1.
Come on.
Then I looked, and behold, in the firmament,
right,
that was above the head of the cherubim, there appeared over them as it were a sapphire stone.
You see that? Come on.
As the appearance of the likeness of a throne.
Watch this. We're going to find out what thrones are too. Right? Because sometimes when we think of throne, we think of a seat. I'm going to show you something. Read.
And he spake unto the man clothed with linen.
Come on.
And said, Go in between the wheels, even under the cherub, and fill thine hand with coals, fire from between the cherubim, and scatter them over the city.
Right, stop right there. Reverse. That's it. Give me the thrones, our spiritual forces. Colossians 1:16. Thrones, the thrones, the thrones. Colossians 1:16. Let's move right along.
The book of Colossians, chapter 1 and verse 16.
Now this is going to take care of 3. Read.
For by him.
Or 4. Read. Go ahead.
For by him were all things created.
And I brought this out. Come on.
That are in heaven and that are in
so
earth.
Everything that's in the heavens and in the earth, the Most High created it. What did he create? Read.
Visible and invisible.
Everything that's visible and invisible, he created it. What are they? Read.
Whether they be thrones.
Thrones are spiritual powers. Read.
Or dominions.
Dominions are spiritual powers. We're going to show that. Read.
Or principalities.
Or principalities are spiritual entities that were created by the Most High. Continue.
Or powers.
Or powers. Spiritual entities that were created by the Most High for a specific job. Read.
All things were created by him. And for him.
All things were created for him. Give me 1 Corinthians 12 and 9. The virtues were spiritual creations of God sent to do a job. Virtues. Or strongholds, rather. Somebody say strongholds. Read verse 9.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 9. To another, faith by the same Spirit. To another, the gift of healing by the same Spirit.
This is what Shamar was bringing out. And Madanah. Right? Hold that real quick. Let me prove that. Right.
Right, because the angel in Tobit, the meaning of that name, I think God's healer. Raphael. It means a healer. Just going off what you're saying.
Absolutely.
So when you said the gifts of healing by the same Spirit, that was that angel's name meaning.
Right. Real quick, give me Wisdom of Solomon 16, verse 14. Everything was created by what? No, right? But what? The Word. Right? Everything was created. Keep it in mind. Read verse 14 of Wisdom of Solomon 16 and 14. I think that's what I want. 16 verse 14. Watch this. Is that it? No, that's not it. 12. That's it. Read that.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16, verse 12.
Read kind of quickly.
For it was neither herb, nor mollifying plaster,
nor medicine. Come on.
That restored them to health.
This is what not restored. This is the medicines, the herbs. That's not what heals you. Read.
But thy word.
But what? Lord,
but thy word.
This is why Christ or Yahushua can take mud and give a man sight. He can spit in the dirt, make mud, put on his eyes, because it ain't in what? It's the word. Read on.
But thy word, O Lord.
But thy word, O Lord.
Which healeth all things.
You see that? Go back. 1 Corinthians 12. The virtues or strongholds, these were created. Everything he created is created to assist us. Read.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 10.
Number 9 again.
Verse 9. To another, faith by the same Spirit.
Come on.
To another, the gifts of healing.
Read.
By the same Spirit.
To
another, the working of miracles. To another, prophecy. To another, discerning of spirits. To another, diverse kinds of tongues. To another, the interpretation of tongues.
Read verse 11.
But all these worketh that one in the self-same Spirit.
You see? The self-same Spirit doing what?
Dividing to every man severally as he will.
Give it to every man severally as he will of this spirit. Right? Now, powers. Ephesians 6. Powers. I think we already read powers. We'll read it again. Powers are entities, are spirits in the spiritual world that were created for God to put forth his work. Read verse 12.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and verse 12.
Come on.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood,
but against principalities.
Principalities.
Against powers.
Powers.
Against the rulers of darkness.
Against the rulers of darkness.
Of this world.
Of this world. So you got principalities, powers, rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual weakness in high places, right? These things were created by the Most High God. Now you also have archangels that were created that I think Shamar went over earlier. We don't have to go over that again, right? Give me Ephesians 1:21, real quick. Ephesians 1:21. Read that.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 1, verse 21.
Come on.
For above all principalities, in power, in might, and dominion, in every name that is named, not only in this world, but also in that which is to come.
Read.
And had put all things under his feet.
This is Christ. Come on.
And gave him to be the head over all things.
The Most High gave him, Christ, to be the head over all things, right?
To the church.
To the church. Give me Hebrews 1:13. Hebrews 1:13. Why did he create seraphim, cherubim, thrones, dominions, virtues, strongholds, powers, principalities, archangels, and authority? Matter of fact, give me authorities real quick. 1 Peter 3:22. He created authorities. So now when you look at these words, you know what they mean. Read that.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 3 and verse 22.
Watch this.
Who is going into heaven?
Where?
Who is going into heaven?
In heaven, read.
And is on the right hand of God.
I'm going to show you something. Read.
Angels.
Angels.
And authorities.
Look, read it again.
Angels.
Angels.
And authority.
Angels that have authority, or did it say angels and authorities?
Angels and authority.
These are hierarchies. There are levels to power, right? Certain levels of spiritual powers that the Most High created. Read.
And powers.
And we said we're on powers. And powers, read.
Being made
subject
unto him.
You see that? You see that? Give me Hebrews 1:13 real quick. We got to know what we're dealing with in that spiritual world. Just because you don't see it don't mean it's not there. Read verse 13.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 1, verse 13. But to which of the angels said he at any time,
read,
sit on my right hand, until I make thine enemies thy footstool.
Read.
Are they not all ministering spirits?
Are they not all ministering spirits? Come on.
Sent forth.
Sent what?
Sent forth.
Say what?
Sent forth.
Say what?
Sent forth.
Sent forth.
To minister.
To minister.
For them. Who shall be heirs of salvation.
This is why many times you'll find in Revelation the spirits assisting John. And John was about to bow down to this power because when he's looking at it, it looks powerful. He said, no, don't do that. I'm one of your brethren. So it gives us a clue. It does not yet appear what we shall be, but we shall be like him when he comes. You see that? Are they not all ministering spirits or serving spirits sent forth to minister, serve for them who shall be heirs of salvation? You see that? Psalm 103 verse 20. Psalm 103 verse 20. Psalm 103 verse 20. We have labored to bring forth the spiritual world. Read verse 20.
The book of Psalms, chapter 103, verse 20.
Read.
Bless the Lord.
Ye
his angels.
Say who?
Ye his angels.
Continue.
That excel in strength.
That excel in strength. Come on.
That do his commandments.
Read that again.
That do his commandments.
Ain't no angel, ain't no power going against God. Read that again.
That do his commandments.
Everything obeys God. Read.
Hearkening unto the voice of his word.
Read that again.
Hearkening unto the voice of his word.
Read.
Bless ye the Lord. All ye his hosts.
All ye his hosts.
Ye ministers.
Ye ministers. He's speaking to the angels. Read.
Ye ministers of his that do his pleasure.
That do his pleasure. Even if that spirit got to go be a lying spirit, as Shema brought out in the mouth of the prophets, they're going to do his pleasure. Everything obeys God. It's not until when you get to wicked man when they begin to say, we got to keep his commandments. Think about that for a moment. Yeah. Right? Let's get Genesis 28, verse 10. Let's move kind of quick. Genesis 10, or Genesis 28. And 10. How do spirits get here? How do they enter into our realm and then out of our realm? We see chariots do it all day. They come in our realm, then they get out. We see them, then they're gone. This is one of the great mysteries of so-called America with NASA. Right? Read that.
The book of Genesis, chapter 28, and verse 10.
Come on.
And Jacob went out from Beersheba.
Come on.
And went toward Haran. And he lighted upon a certain place. And tarried there all night.
All night.
Because the sun was set. And he took of the stones of that place.
Read.
And put them for his pillow.
So he took some stones, he was tired, he made them stones as a pillow to lay on them, and he did what?
And lay down in that place to sleep.
Continue.
And he dreamed. And behold.
He dreamed, and behold.
A ladder.
Even in your dreams, you are entering into a sort of spiritual realm. In your dreams. Some people be something, and I've done it in my dreams, be trying to wake up and can't. It's some deep stuff. Trying to wake up and can't. Seeing all kind of evil and demonic forces in my dreams, in your dreams, right? And he dreamed, read.
And behold, a ladder set up on the earth.
Because sometimes the Most High, I forgot to appreciate it here, sometimes the Most High gives us information through dreams. He had to lay us down to give us the instructions. Read on.
And the top of it
Come on.
reached to heaven.
And the top of the ladder, this ladder is a portal. It's a portal. It's a way for angels, we're going to see, to come into our realm and out. This is how amazing this thing is. Going in and out of the worlds. The worlds were created. This is where they're going. Read on.
And behold, the angels of God ascending and descending on it.
You see that? Ascending and descending on it. Right? Read.
And behold, the Lord stood above it.
The Lord is above this portal. This is where Nimrod was trying to get to. When they was building the Tower of Babel. This is why they had the information. This is why they felt so bold to build this tower, to reach God, and felt like they could destroy him. They understood this too. Read on.
And behold, the Lord stood above it. And said,
he's above the firmament. I'm going to show you something. Everything that lives is a spirit. Everything that has life in it is spirit. We're living in a spiritual system, a spiritual world right now. Some would call it the Matrix. You ever wonder where she got that from? A black woman? Right. We're living in something that's already created. This is the stage. Read.
And said, I am the Lord God of Abraham thy father.
You see that? Come on.
And the God of Isaac.
Come on.
The land whereon thou liest.
Come on.
To thee will I give it.
Yes, sir.
And to thy seed.
Read a little bit faster.
And thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth.
Continue.
And thou shalt spread abroad. To the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south.
So if he scattered us in his anger to the four corners, in his blessings, he's going to have us reign and rule the four corners. Read.
And in thee and in thy seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed. And behold, I am with thee.
That's why it says all nations shall flow to Jerusalem. Man, we're going to be ruling this earth from everywhere. Don't think that you're going to be in Jerusalem. The whole earth going to be ours. Read.
And behold, I am with thee, and will keep thee in all places whither thou goest.
Come on.
And will bring thee again into this land.
Watch this.
For I will not leave thee until I have done that which I have spoken to thee of.
Go ahead.
And Jacob awakened out of his sleep.
Now watch this. Continue.
And he said, surely the Lord is in this place.
The Lord is in this place.
And I knew it not.
See, we don't know about that spiritual place, about that spiritual realm. A lot of people try to figure out things, but they don't know about the spiritual place, the spiritual realm. Move on there. Let me see some more of that. Verse 17. That's it right there. Verse 17. Yeah, they're trying to peek into it through witchcraft. Read.
Verse 17.
Come on.
And he was afraid.
He was afraid?
And said.
Say what?
How dreadful is this place?
How dreadful is this place? Read.
This is none other but the house of God.
The what?
This is none other but the house of God.
Watch this. Read.
And this is the gate of heaven.
This is the gate. This is where they were trying to get to. It's a portal. Wait.
All right, real quick, just to make sure brothers be paying attention. All right, how many gates in the kingdom? 12. All right. What gate is Noah going in? Noah? Yeah. You said what now? Noah or what about? Okay, Noah or what about Enoch?
Or Jacob.
Or Jacob. Let's see, who else? Give me some more righteous name. Abraham. What gate they going in?
It's a gate of righteousness or something to that effect is in the scripture.
And I'm saying this because some of these super Christians will ask you this question.
Right. Yeah.
And they'll be like,
before.
Right. They'll be like, well, what gate Sarah going in?
Right.
That's the answer.
Right, they the patriarch.
They can go in any single gate. Now, who know the precept to just cover that? That's a quick precept. Anybody know that?
Bring it out, Ken.
I'm about to bring it out.
So I just wanted to sow this in once you brought this about the gate of heaven. Now, this is the precept right here. You can use this. The gate of heaven, they can go in the gate. Right? But Psalm 118. Psalm 118. Because somebody asked you that. Oh, it's 12 gates. Then what gate is Isaac going in?
I heard it on the clubhouse.
What gate Enoch? And what did they say that? Psalm 118. Let me see 19. This the gate they going in. Right here. Start at verse 19. Read 19 and 20.
The book of Psalms, chapter 118, verse 19. Open to me the gates of righteousness.
The gates of righteousness. They going to go in the gates of righteousness. Any one of them. Because they kept the commandments. They going to any one. Go ahead.
I will go into them.
He said, I will go into them. Go ahead.
And I will praise the Lord.
And I will praise the Lord. Go ahead.
This gate of the Lord.
This gate of the Lord.
Into which the righteous shall enter.
You see that? So the righteous going to be able to go in there. You know we got 12 gates. You know, you from Judah, you go to Judah. You Levi. Ephraim. But those that were before them, like Gideon said, that foundation right there, they go in one of them gates. They go into the gate of the righteous.
Now, I've heard a super Christian, right, tried to say that right there is supposed to be the opening gate for the rest of the heathens. Right. That's what they say that. So all they got to do is be righteous, even though they ain't righteous.
Right. Give me John 6:63. So we understand that there is a portal. There is a way into the other realm. beyond the firmament. Now, I'm pulling this precept right here so you can understand that, as Zach said it earlier, everything was created by what? The Word, right? So everything that was spoken has a spirit and is a spirit. Keep that in mind. Read 63.
The book of St. John, chapter 6, verse 63.
Come on.
It is the spirit that quickeneth.
Read it again.
It is the spirit that quickeneth.
What does the word spirit, the word quickeneth right there mean? Gives life. Gives life. Whatever was created by the word of God has what? Life. Read.
The flesh profited nothing.
Read on.
The word.
The what?
The word.
The what?
The words.
The words
that I speak unto you.
They are what?
They are spirit and they are life.
Give me John 12:50. Move right along. Everything that was created has a spirit and life because he spoke it. We almost done with this. Get some of them chicken wings back there. Some of that good wine. But we eat now. And the plate is almost finished. Right? Read verse 50.
The book of John, chapter 12, verse 50.
Read.
And I know that his commandment.
That his what?
That his commandment.
That his commandment
is life.
Is life.
Everlasting.
You see that? The commandments gave life. There's another place it says he breathed into Adam. And what did he breathe into Adam? That was the commandments. There's nothing else on earth that gives life, everlasting, but the commandments, the word of God. Read.
Whatsoever I speak,
right?
Therefore, even as the Father said unto me, so I speak.
So I speak. Give me Judas 16, verse 14, quickly. Judas 16, verse 14. Watch this. Judas 16, verse 14. Everything, the sun is a spirit. The moon, wind, water, earth, fire. Who can measure fire? What shape does fire hold? It's a spirit. Think about that every time you cut your oven on or you light a fire. Right? You are spirit. You just have on earthly clothes. Don't get this thing twisted. Read.
The book of Judah, chapter 16, verse 14.
Come on.
Let all creatures serve thee.
Say what?
Let all creatures serve thee.
All the creatures serve thee. Read.
For thou spake.
Thou what?
For thou spake.
Thou said it.
And they were made.
He said it, they was made. Angels, powers, dominions, come forth. Archangels, come forth. He spoke it. Principalities, authorities, over different realms, over different worlds. We have no idea what's going on. Nope. We're too busy worrying about Xbox. Oh, that light bill. I just got mad. We're too busy worrying about earthly. They on the earth do mind the things of the earth, right? Read it again.
Let all creatures serve thee.
Read.
For thou speakest, and they were made.
And they were made. Read.
Thou didst send forth thy spirit.
You sent forth your spirit, which is the word.
And it created them.
And it made them. Read.
And there is none that can resist thy voice.
None. None. Zero. Zilch. Nothing. There was a war in heaven, and the devil fought against God, and God cast him down. Nothing can resist his voice. Nothing. Better stop playing. Give me Sirach 39 and 27. King, you brought this out earlier. We're going to bring it out again. Sirach 39, verse 27. Nothing. Everything obeys him in the spiritual world. So the next time you go outside and you see that sun or that moon, just know it's a living spirit sent forth to rule. Read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 27. All things are for good to the godly.
Read.
So to the sinners, they are turned into evil.
You see that? All things are for good to the godly. So to the sinner, they are turned into evil. So that thing that was created good, it can be used for evil against the wicked. Like the sun is good. Give light. We can go to the beach. We can grow plants. Right? But for the wicked, that sun can burn up.
Esau.
It can burn up the earth. It can destroy crops. Read.
Verse 28.
Sunburn for Esau. Read on.
There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
You see that? Read.
Which in their fury lay on sore strokes.
They lay on sore strokes.
In the time of destruction.
Read.
They pour out their force.
Their force.
And appease.
The wrath
of him. That made them.
Read.
Fire.
Oh. Fire is that spirit. Read.
In hell.
See that? Read.
In famine. In death.
Why do you think he had to destroy death? Oh, death! Where is that sting? It was created for vengeance. Read.
All these
were
created for vengeance.
So is fire a spirit? Is hell a spirit? Famine? Death? It's a spirit. You just looking at it as it's fire. You can fry some hot dogs. You just looking at it as it's just hell coming down and not realizing it's a spirit. Because we're carnal. Those on the earth, we mind the things of the earth. We ain't looking into this stuff. Right. The earth can bring forth vegetation. You think the earth is not alive? All creation groaneth and mourn for the redemption of the sons of the living God. No. It's Sirach 43. Sirach 43. The spirit realm. Sirach 43. Sirach 43. Read verse 1, and we're going to skip down.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, chapter 43, verse 1.
Come on.
The pride of the height, the clear firmament, the beauty of heaven, with his glorious show.
Show. Go.
The sun, when it appeareth, declareth at his rising a marvelous instrument.
It's a what?
A marvelous instrument.
Read.
The work of the Most High.
The work of the Most High. Continue.
At noon, it purchased the country. And who can abide the burning heat thereof?
Read.
A man blowing a furnace is in works of heat.
Yeah.
But the sun
burneth. A little bit more faster for me, please.
But the sun burneth the mountains 3 times more.
Come on.
Breathing out fiery vapors, and sending forth bright beams. It dimmeth the eyes.
It dimmeth the eye. You look at the sun too long, it can dim your eyes. Read.
Great is the Lord that made it. And at his commandment ruleth hastily.
No, it runneth hastily.
It's like you runneth hastily.
It runneth hastily. Read.
Verse 6. He made the moon also to serve.
To what?
To serve.
To what?
To serve.
You see that? We read in Hebrews that the spirits, ministering spirits, sent to what? Serve. You see that? Read.
In her season for a declaration of time.
You see that? Read.
And a sign of the world.
Continue.
From the moon is the sign of feast.
Feast. Read.
A light that decreaseth in her perfection.
Continue.
The month is called after her name. Increasing wonderfully in her changing.
Continue.
Watch this. Being an instrument.
Being an instrument. A gun is an instrument. A knife is an instrument. Bombs are instruments. So the moon, the sun, and everything that was created for what?
Being an instrument of the armies above.
Stop! Who understands that? You understand that? Get the mic and tell me. Get the mic. If you understand that, tell me. Read it one more time for the brother. Verse 8.
Sirach chapter 43 verse 8.
Watch this.
The month is called after her name.
Now hold on. Now let me just bring you back to speed. Seraphim were created. Cherubims, the thrones, the dominions, the virtues, all of these are spiritual entities. Strongholds, the powers, the principalities, archangels, and authorities. All these were made. These are the armies. These are the hierarchy. In the heavens, the host of heaven. When it says thousands upon thousands, they shall invade the earth in Habakkuk, the host of heaven. Read again.
Sirach chapter 43 verse 8. The month is called after her name.
You see that? Come on.
Increasing wonderfully.
Come on.
In her changing.
Watch this.
Being an instrument.
Being an instrument
of the armies above.
Read.
Shining in the firmament of heaven.
Explain.
This referring to the moon.
The moon?
The moon is dark, and then from there it increases.
Yes, but those things were created as a what?
For signs and season.
Yeah, it was. But how is the sun and moon used as an instrument?
The greater light, it's the greater light and the lesser
light.
It
is, but it's... Read again.
Verse 8.
Come on.
The month is called after her name.
Watch this.
Increasing wonderfully in her changing.
Come on.
Being an instrument.
Being an instrument
of the armies above.
You see that?
Right.
Come on.
Shining in the firmament of heaven.
What does that mean?
That means the moon and sun increases?
No. Somebody get it. Who want a shot? Okay, you getting it. It's being an instrument of the armies. First, what is the instrument? The moon. In context, right. It's the moon. The moon is being used as an instrument of the what? As the army. But go ahead.
In the heavens, right? Mean the sky.
In the heavens.
In the sky, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right. It's used as an instrument by the heavenly armies. Ed, you want to get a shot, Edris? Okay, come on.
All right, what we in verse 8?
10. Yeah, I want you to look at that verse and give us some insight on it.
Verse 8. Verse 8, Tim.
Because I believe it's going above our head.
The moon is used to tell the heavens above. It's right to tell time.
It's right. That's for us. The moon for us is used for us so we can know when the feast are. But it's saying that the armies above use these.
It's shining in the firmaments of heaven.
Right. It uses what God created as an instrument. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. That's it. That's it. It's right there.
Oh, man. Army.
You see that? So the armies in heaven is using the beings that God created as weapons.
Break time.
Right.
The white man was created to put us in slavery.
Right.
The United States was created so we have a place to go in slavery in.
He declared the ending from the beginning.
You start to realize how much the Most High values.
That's right. Give me, go to Google, Ezra, real quick. I want to show y'all something. Do you know certain things can happen to the seas by the changing of the moon?
Yeah.
The tide.
Them
Floods.
all that.
You see that?
That's why the Most High God told the angel, hold up, hurt not the
That's right.
don't move
That's right. Who do you think he's talking to?
until we seal the names.
Of the 144,000. Now, give me causes of what y'all said. Of flood. Give me the causes. What causes of what tsunamis? Can the moon cause a tsunami? Look, it's right there already.
I just said a tsunami, yep.
Watch this. Use tsunami. Watch this.
Yeah.
It's used as a weapon. No, we don't want this. AI. Now look. Read that. While it influences what? Read that sign, Paul. We're going to believe AI all the time. Read that sign right there. While it influences what? Read that. I'm showing you that the moon can influence certain weather conditions. The sun also. Go ahead, King.
So the question was, can the moon cause tsunamis? Right. So it just says no. The moon does not directly.
Thank you.
Cause tsunamis while it influences tides.
Tides. You see that?
Tsunamis are primarily triggered by earthquakes, landslides, or volcanic activity on the ocean floor.
Right. So when we're looking at it, what I wanted to point out is that the moon, if it's used by the heavenly armies, can be used as an instrument, can be used as a weapon.
Right, so we have to look at it like who we gonna believe, AI or the Bible?
Right.
The Bible says it's used as an instrument.
Right. Now AI would tell you, and we're going to get into it right now, but AI would tell you that the sun is standing still and the earth is rotating. But the Bible says that the sun is moving, because who made the sun stand still? Joshua. Did not he use the sun as a weapon? Sons of God. He used the sun as a weapon. How did he use it for a weapon? He allowed it to stay lit to defeat the enemies of God. These things are used as weapons, instruments. Go back to Sirach 43. Let's continue. The spiritual world is amazing. And us three kings, we haven't even scratched the surface on this thing. We ended in what verse?
9. We had 9.
We had 9. Let me look at it. Hold on. Read verse 10.
Verse 10.
Watch this.
At the commandment.
The spiritual world, the seraphim, cherubim, the thrones, the dominions, virtues, stronghold, the powers, principalities, archangels, authorities. Read. Sun, moon. Come on.
At the commandment of the Holy One. At the commandment of the Holy One, they will stand in their order and never faint in their watches.
Read verse 9.
Verse 9. The beauty of heaven, the glory of the stars. And
the beauty of heaven, the glory of stars, right?
An ornament giving light.
Read.
In the highest places of the Lord.
Watch this. Read verse 10.
At the commandment of the Holy One.
At the commandment. Read.
They will stand in their order.
In their order. Read.
And never faint in their watches.
You see that? They're alive. These are spirits sent forth to minister to us. Read verse 11.
Verse 11. Look upon the rainbow and praise him that made it. Very beautiful it is in the brightness thereof. It compasseth the heaven about with a glorious circle, and the hands of the Most High have bended it. By the commandment he maketh the snow to fall a place, and sendeth swiftly the lightnings of his judgment.
Come on.
Through this the treasures are opened, and clouds fly forth as fowls. By his great power he maketh the clouds firm, and the hailstones are broken small. At his sight the mountains are shaken. At his will the south wind bloweth.
Come on.
The noise of the thunder maketh the earth to tremble.
Stop right there, read verse 26. Move on down.
Verse 26. By him the end of them has prosperous success.
Now in the previous verses, he breaks down snow, thunder, hailstorms, clouds, birds, right? Cold north wind, water, the sea. Read verse 26 again.
Verse 26. By him the end of them had prosperous success. And by his word.
And by his what?
By his word. All things consist.
Read.
We may speak much and yet come short.
We speak much but yet come short. What does that mean? That's what it is. Right. Not as his word. Right? Because he speaks those things that are not as though they were. Right? We speak a lot, but our words don't have an impact as his word. Right? We count slackness. You see that? Exactly. He say something, it's going to be created. Right. Well, we do too. Because our tongue can set on fire the course of nature. It don't have that much force. It's limited. You can, but that's with his spirit. Right. Right. Because we're in these fleshly bodies. It said it does not yet appear what we shall be, but we know we shall be as him when he comes. This is why he's exercising this thing on earth. That what he's able to do, we're going to do. He's able to walk on water. Right. He's showing you we will rule this earth. We rule all the spirits. Everything submits to us. We can walk on the water we wanted to. We can fly in, what's the word, of the dude, of the forefather who baptized, and then the Bible said he was no more, for he had translated. Simon, I think. I don't think what it is. But he translated. He's showing you what we will be able to do very soon. We have power as the sons of God. Right? All the earth submits to us. Read.
Verse 27.
Come on.
We may speak much and yet come short.
You see that?
Wherefore, in some, he is all. How shall we be able to magnify him?
How shall we be able to magnify him?
For he is great above all his works.
He's what?
He is great above all his works.
Read it like you mean it.
He is great above all his works.
He is great above all his work. Read.
The Lord is terrible and very great.
He's terrible. You heard the thunder last night? The thunder last night?
This morning.
Shook the earth. Y'all heard that lightning, thunder? The Most High is terrible. You don't want to fool with him. Very great. These words can't even compliment our God. We're doing our best. Read. His marvelous And marvelous is his power. Read.
When ye glorify the Lord,
Come on.
exalt him as much as ye can. For even yet will he far exceed. And when ye exalt him, put forth all your strength.
All your strength.
And be not weary. For ye can never go far enough.
You can never go far enough. Let's go ahead and go to the end. Wisdom of Solomon. Go back. 16, verse 12. Watch this. We're about to close. Watch this. I told you this. Well, I didn't tell you. The word said it. The sun, moon, stars.
Watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this.
Everything that he created. Read verse 12. Watch this. Wisdom of Solomon.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16, verse 12.
Let me get it with you. Okay. I want to look at it too. Wisdom of Solomon 16, verse 12. Go ahead.
For it was neither herb,
come on,
nor mollifying plaster,
come on,
that restored them to health.
What was it?
But thy word, O Lord, which healeth all things.
Read.
For thou hast power of life and death.
Read it again.
For thou hast power of life and death.
Read.
Thou leadest to the gates of hell and bringest up again.
You see that? That's power. Read.
A man indeed.
Now this is for the brothers. I ain't saying this morning. This the precept you pull. Now I understand regeneration. I do understand it. But read that.
Verse 14. A man indeed killeth through his malice.
And
the spirit, when it is gone forth, returneth not.
What?
When the spirit, when it gone forth, returneth not.
What?
When the spirit, when it gone forth, returneth not.
What?
When the spirit, when it gone forth, returneth not.
Read.
Neither the soul received up cometh again.
Stop playing. Written plain on tables. Read 15.
Verse 15. But it is not possible to escape thine hand.
It is not possible to escape the hand of the Most High. Read.
For the ungodly that denied to know thee were scourged.
Watch this.
Were scourged by the strength of thine arm.
Come on.
With strange rains.
Strange rain.
Hails.
Hail.
And showers.
Showers.
Were they persecuted.
Come on.
That they could not avoid.
That you can't avoid. You cannot avoid this spiritual realm, the spiritual power of the Most High. Read.
And through fire were they consumed.
Read.
For which is most to be wondered.
Watch this.
For which is most to be wondered at.
Wonder at him. Stay in awe of him. Read.
The fire had more force in the water.
The fire had more force in the water. Read.
That quencheth all things.
Read.
For the world fighteth for the righteous.
What?
For the world fighteth for the righteous.
What?
For the world fighteth for the righteous.
Everything in creation fights for us. Everything. Sun, moon, stars, earth. Everything in it. The earth mourneth even up till now because it's waiting for the adoption of the sons of the living God. Waiting for us to get our power back. You ain't seen the earth yield up produce as in the days of old. Right. Go ahead, King. Come on. We ain't seen nothing like that. Right. The earth fights for the righteous. You see that? Let's move on. Hebrews 11:3. Hebrews 11:3. 3 more precepts, we stop it. But we want y'all to see this. The spiritual world. 11:3. Read that.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 3.
Ah.
Through faith, we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God. So that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear.
Woo! You see that? Real quick, Daniel 7. Now I went to Daniel 10. We're going to Daniel 7. I look at thrones different now. When I was reading this, I was like, "Oh, you crazy?" See, when we think of throne, we think the seats. No, not in this context. Read, I think it's 9. Yep. Yeah. Read that.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 9.
Read.
I beheld till the thrones were cast down.
Stop. The thrones are powers, spiritual powers sent to rule in the congregation of men. That's what it is. I beheld till the thrones were cast down. Read. Go ahead.
It's a lot. It's just we ain't got to get it, but it's saying Sirach where the Most High set rulers over all people. So these are spirits that was over all people. Like we read in Daniel 10, the king of Persia and the kingdom of Persia.
Right.
He said right after Babylon. Come. So when you look at the heathen set spirits over all these, except for Israel, he said he himself was going to rule Israel.
That's right. He rules in the kingdom of men. He said, I beheld to the throne, because some spirits are created for vengeance. Read again.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 9.
Come on.
I beheld till the thrones were cast down.
Read.
And the Ancient of Days did sit.
Who was the Ancient of Days? The Most High. Did what?
Did sit.
Read.
Whose garment was white as snow.
Come on.
And the hair of his head like the pure wool.
Come on.
His throne was like the fiery flame.
Come on.
And his wheels as burning fire.
Watch this. Read.
A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him.
A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Watch this.
Thousands ministered unto him.
These are the angelic forces. Thousands upon thousands ministered or served before him. Read.
And 10,000 times 10,000.
10,000 times 10,000.
Stood before
of the
him.
host. This is in the spiritual world. Continue.
Stood before him. The judgment was set. And the books were opened. I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. I beheld even till the beast was slain.
Come on.
And his body destroyed and given to the burning flame. As concerning the rest of the beast, they had their dominion taken away.
They had what?
Their dominion taken away.
Continue.
Yet their lives were
prolonged. You're seeing the same words. Thrones, dominions. The spirits rule in the congregation of men. Read.
Yet their lives were prolonged for a season in time.
Come on.
I saw in the night vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man.
What's this?
One like the Son of Man.
Come on.
Came with the clouds of heaven.
You see that? Read.
And came to the Ancient of Days.
Can't read?
And they brought him near before him.
Come on.
And there was given him dominion.
What?
And there was given him dominion.
Read.
In glory.
Read.
In a kingdom. That all people, nations, and languages should serve him.
Read.
His dominion.
His what?
His dominion.
His what?
His dominion.
This is why you're seeing the Christ coming in with many crowns. He got all of them. Read.
His dominion is an everlasting dominion.
Continue.
Which shall not pass away. In his kingdom. That which shall not be destroyed. I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. I came near unto one of them that stood by, and I asked him the truth of all this.
Read.
So he told me, and made me know the interpretation of the things.
He's in the spirit when he's seeing these things. Read.
These great beasts, which are four kings, which shall arise out of the earth.
Read.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
Shall what?
Shall take the kingdom.
Read.
And possess the kingdom.
Read.
Forever.
What?
Forever.
Read.
Even forever.
It ain't gonna be no end. Continue.
And ever. Then I will know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceedingly dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured, break in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet.
Read verse 22.
Verse 22. Unto the Ancient of Days came.
Read 21, 22.
Verse 21. I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints, and prevailed against them. Unto the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High.
Come on.
And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom.
Possess the kingdom. Come on.
Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all the kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down, and break it in pieces.
What verse you at?
Verse 24.
Read.
And the 10 horns out of the kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise.
Come on.
And another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand unto a time, and even the dividing of time.
Stop right there. Read verse 26, and this is
verse 26.
Right.
But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it unto the end.
Okay, last one. Give me 2 Chronicles 16 and 9, and then Zechariah 1 and 11, and we're going to yield. 2 Corinthians 16, 9.
2 Corinthians or Chronicles?
Second Chronicles 16, 9, and then Zechariah 1 and 11, and we're going to yield.
The book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 16 and verse 9.
Read.
For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth.
Read.
To show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him.
This is the angel that got you in the spiritual realm. Read.
Herein thou hast done foolishly. Thou hast done foolishly. Therefore, from henceforth thou shalt have wars.
Last one, give me Zechariah 1 and 11. Watch this. Let me get it with you. I want to read this too. Zechariah 1 and 11. Let me look at it. Read verse 8. Come on.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 1, verse 8. I saw by night. And behold, a man.
So Most High eyes goes what? To and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong on the behalf of those who what?
Oh. And behold, a man riding upon a red.
The eyes of the Lord go to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong on the behalf of those what? Who? That obey him. Come on, continue.
Start over. The book of Zechariah, chapter 1 and verse 8.
Watch.
I saw by night.
Come on.
And behold, a man riding upon a red horse.
Read.
And he stood among the myrtle trees that were in the bottom.
Come on.
And behind him were their red horses, speckled and white.
Read.
Then said I, O my Lord, where are these?
Read.
What are these? And the angel.
And the what?
And the angel
Read.
that talked with me said unto me,
what?
I will show thee what thou seest, what these be. Verse 10. And the man that stood among the myrtle trees answered and said, these are they whom the Lord has sent to walk to and fro through the earth.
Throughout the earth, at the commandment of the Most High. Read verse 11.
Verse 11. And they answered the angel of the Lord and stood among the myrtle trees and said, we have walked to and fro through the earth. And behold, all the earth sitteth still.
Stop right there. Where did Satan say he had been when the Most High God called him? I was going to and fro throughout the whole earth. That's what's going on in the spiritual realm. This is what I was breaking down earlier. The spirits sent to minister to us. They're going to and fro throughout the whole earth, ministering on the behalf of us. This is what's going on in the spiritual world. Con? All praise to the Most High. We're Isaac, Israelite Saints, all about Christ. If you want to help the ministry, you can send your love, gifts, by any means here in Memphis, Tennessee, or you get the cash out at $Memphis 2. No,
$ Isaac Memphis.
Right.
2.
Right.
The number 2 not spelled out.
Right. The number 2 not spelled out. Isaac Memphis 2, the number 2, if you want to bless the ministry. We thank y'all for enduring with us, laboring with us in love. We pray.
Give generously.
All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. We pray you were edified. We pray you have a good time. I don't know if y'all are celebrating of the feast as we are. We're going to celebrate here shortly. But we pray your strength. And those who are not here, we bless you. I'm Akwayaya.
Madanaha.
Shamar.
All praise. We got Ezra on 1 and 2. We got Solomon on 3 and 4. We bid you Shabbat Shalom. Yeah.